And we're here in our new section of the yard, which is we cut out this piece of lawn. We still have plenty of regular old-fashioned lawn left over, but we included this is a 6 by 17 foot section, and it's brand new. We built it out of just scrap wood that we had left over from building our upper deck up there last year. And all our soil is just our compost mixed with a little bit of topsoil, vermiculite, and a little bit of sphagnum moss. Makes a nice mix, and it's almost all the way planted. We're using the square foot garden method, which means just dividing your beds in square foot sections. I like to use just plain old twine and just nailing, my grid. That way I can just rip off the twine and till all the beds in between, seasons. But so we have here some bok choy, for example. You can plant 4 bok choy per square foot. So it just, especially in gardens with small spaces, you can really get a good quantity of vegetables growing. It's April here in the Northwest, and some things you can plant right now. If you could have planted it last month, but bok choy, lettuces, beets, potatoes, Swiss chard, broccoli, cabbage, you name it, anything but like heat-loving plants. It's way too early for tomatoes and eggplants and hot peppers. That won't go in till I like, mid to late May, if not June, here in the Pacific Northwest. But some things we got going on here. So we have one of our, it's just a columnar apple. This is like a Macintosh type. I think it's called North Pole. But it's full of blooms, and it's ready to go. And it's just in its own 1 square foot. And it won't get much wider than that. It'll get about just a couple feet taller, and that's it. So great space saver here. We got some little bit of arugula and cilantro. Just is coming back. We had some cold nights, so it kind of got brown, but there's some new stuff coming on. We got some Brussels sprouts. I got 2 per square foot here. Let's see how they do. And we have 12 rows, 12 square feet of some collard greens, because I love my collard greens. And we got some cheddar cauliflower, so orange cauliflower. It's kind of fun for the kids. My daughter saw it at the store, and she's like, please, can we grow it? And why not? We got broccoli. We got about 20 plants here, and they're all interplanted here at the edges with carrots, because carrots take a little time to grow. So by the time these guys are almost done, the carrots will fill in nicely, and it's just a great way to plant more stuff in a small space. Here we have, for example, a small row of radishes that I like to plant. So I started out with 3 square feet, and then 3 weeks later I planted a couple more square feet. That way you have a succession planting, so you always have a continuous harvest. The carrots we're growing in between are smaller carrots. They're called little fingers. There's a lot of different varieties of carrots you can grow. I like the smaller stuff, so I can stick it in between plants. Here we got a whole row of beets. We got some blood beets. We got some early wonders, and my favorite, Touchstone Gold, has great foliage that grows pretty high, so it's you can eat the foliage too, and you don't have to take care of all the staining that like a purple or red beet gives you. In here, all through here, we got about 20 squares, and it's all Swiss chard. Different varieties. We got rainbow here, and then a few weeks later we started out the Furlock Giant and some perpetual. So try out different varieties. I keep track of things that I grow and see what works for me in my climate and not. And we got some parsley. We got our beautiful pear espalier here that's edging one side of this Fort Knox little garden that keeps the chickens at bay. But here we have espalier is a great way to, save space. We got 4 or 5 varieties on this one alone. We have some Bartlett and d'Anjou, Seckel, and Flemish Beauty, I believe. So it's doing great. And our apple espalier here is in between in our garden, and it's about 15 feet long by, I give it just 2 feet wide. It's its 4th year in here, so it's just loaded with blooms. I can't wait. Got some strawberries growing all the way down. We got our rhubarb back there. So getting ready to make some pies here for the summer. We got some more strawberries, and I just moved pretty much all my blueberries in this little fenced area because my chickens eat everything. In this bed, this is 6 feet by 6 feet, and our tomatoes are gonna go in here this year. I do crop rotation every year, so try not to plant the same variety in the same spot. Switch it up. I always follow the rule. People love bunches of roses, so just a phrase that's easy for me to remember, and it's just potatoes, tomatoes, that family. One year, next year it's love, so legumes. The next year after that is brassicas, so your cabbages, your broccoli, and then the year after that you can do your onions and then your root crops. So I switch, every year, different crop, and it works out really well to keep all the pests at bay. So in here right now we got some, just some peas growing, and broccolis. I just threw these in until my tomatoes are ready to go. And in this one we got red and green cabbage and some Chinese cabbage. So bok choy, all your Chinese greens are great for early spring or for fall planting, just because they like that cool weather, and they just grow really fast. So they're kind of an in and out crop. This Chinese cabbage here has been in here just a little over 2 weeks, and it's just taken over that square foot, and it's doing really well. And then choose varieties that are good for your climate, and also that grow, and you can substitute it for a different crop soon. Like for example, this green cabbage here is just a 45-day cabbage, so it's going to be in and out of the garden, as well as this red cabbages too. So I always plant dill. It's a little early, but I like my dill planted everywhere because it attracts beneficial insects. Ladybugs love to nest on them, so I just keep it everywhere. And I don't use any chemicals in my yard, and I get pretty good crops. Soon we'll talk about my peaches. I'm trying to grow peaches here. They're under the eaves, so they're a little protected from the rain. I'm going to grow them as a fan shape espalier along the side of my house here. It's a south facing wall, so it should do really good. They're all coming up here. In my previous videos I showed you how to trim them down to the first buds. So anyways, my yard's all doing good. We're ready for summer. Been blessed to have some nice days here in the Northwest, and spring's glorious when it's sunny. Everything's in bloom and growing, and the chickens are having a great time, kids are having a great time. So see, as you can see, you can have your lawn, your seating areas, and you can dedicate a small space to growing fruits and vegetables. So hope you enjoyed this video, and until next time.